Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Lights Out Pod.
Yeah.
Today, we are here. We are happy to be here. I got Matt to my right, Ian to my left, and we're just finally happy to get one of these going.
Long time coming.
Long time coming. We've had a lot of test runs, a lot of go-throughs, but this is the one that's going to get, live to the air, live on our YouTube. We're eventually going to have Spotify, Apple Music, all of that, but it's a work in progress. Just be patient with us. This is going to be one of the best shows coming. I guarantee it. So, without further ado, if you guys want to introduce yourself, I already said you guys' name, but just give a little background. Like, why are we all here? Why are we all chilling on the Lights Out Pod today?
Here to talk some news, some hot topics, just things that are happening.
Yeah.
Relevant right now, I guess. Yeah. It's June. Obviously, it's Pride Month. Pride Month's a great time, but it's also gets overlooked because Pride Month's such a hot topic is Men's Health Month, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So June is National Men's Health Month. So I think that's something that all of us as a group, as well as individually, kind of hold a special place inside of us. We all go through some stuff.
Absolutely.
So I thought it'd be helpful to kind of just talk about it, bring some awareness to it, and kind of just share some experiences that we might have.
Absolutely. I guess I always put health together with fitness because I'm a big fitness guy. I love working out, but sometimes I remember a lot of times, like last year, I would go weeks without working out or even months without working out, and that definitely puts a damper on your mental. Once you get back in the gym, it helps immensely. So I definitely think fitness is probably one of my favorite things to do when it comes to, staying healthy and staying, mentally right. If you're not like a big gym goer, I see a lot of people running. I'm trying to get into running. Like, honestly, running is so hard. running is immensely hard. I only like running when it comes to basketball because you feel like you're doing something. But
So you don't even like it really. You're just doing it because you like basketball.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? You don't think about it.
Like, I went for a run maybe twice this month, and like it was in the morning. Like, granted, I could probably go for a run later in the day. It might be a little bit more bearable, but I just don't want to go with like a lot in my stomach. Yeah. So I did fasted cardio for a good week. In the first 2 days I ran, and then I walked the rest of the week. And I've been going on morning walks since then. And morning walks are great, but definitely got to get my my cardio up when it comes to running because running's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, but I know we play basketball as like something that keeps us busy. Matt does soccer, so that's super important.
Yeah.
You're actually in a league, right?
Yeah, we do an indoor league every Wednesday. Pretty fun time, It's similar to what Chris said, but when it comes to like running and stuff like that, when you're playing a sport such as basketball,
you don't think about it.
right? You're not so like actively like honed in on it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really feel like cardio, but you are getting some good run in as you're doing it. But getting up early and doing fasted cardio, there are some people like I just cannot trust.
Feel different.
No.
Like, all right, so
One of them is people who wake up at 5 a.m. to go for a run. Like,
When I get to work, there's people. We have a trail at work. There's people already. When I get there, already running, already on their bikes.
and you're there
everything.
early,
It's
5 a.m., right?
Well, I get there, around 6:40, 6:50, and they're running. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know how you wake up every day of your life
it's
Just turn
early.
yourself on a
and
running.
you're just like, man, I'm gonna go for a walk, or I'm gonna go run a couple miles, and it's like,
Bro, the walk's one thing because that clears my mind. I don't listen to music. I just walk in the morning. I don't go on my phone. It's actually really peaceful. I recommend that.
Where do you walk?
I walk just around my neighborhood pretty much. I used to try to force myself to go to the gym, but that just wasn't gonna happen.
No.
I didn't have time.
Well, you already work there too, so
Right.
it's kind of like, why am I gonna get
But
up
like when I
early?
used to work I used to do the opening shift 5 to noon or
Yeah.
whatever. I used to see people and I was like motivated, like tired as fuck at 5 a.m. I'm like, oh, I'm motivated. Like once I don't have this shift, I'm gonna do this all the time. Like I literally said to myself, bro, I haven't been in there once at 5 a.m.
I was gonna say it has not happened, but I've had to cover a few of those early morning shifts, and I have the inverse reaction. I just
How the fuck are you here?
Why are you up right
like
now?
how are you doing it right now? You're like 3 times my age, and you're grinding,
So
but
they probably go to bed at 8 o'clock.
that's true.
It's insane.
But it's what works for you, It's that's the good thing about it. It's like if it helps you find peace of mind and you get relaxation from it, obviously, you know, keep it in your back pocket and make it a routine, make it a habit.
Absolutely.
Also whatever fits your schedule too.
Yeah.
Some people are busy after work, so they do it right in the morning, right first thing.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing about men's health. Like, you just kind of, you pick and choose what works for you, or just health in general, you know?
Yeah.
Pick and choose what works for you, stick with it. It's a lot of trial and error.
You gotta form a habit. That's the thing. That's the hardest thing to do.
It's all habitual, 100%.
So I gotta get back in the gym too. Like you were saying, you go for a while, and all of a sudden you stop going for a week, 2 weeks, comes a month, and it just keeps adding on. You're like, oh, you know, whatever. And then you finally get back into the gym for that, you know, that first couple days. You're like, oh shit, I kind of missed this.
Right.
You start feeling good, but it's just the habit. You gotta form it.
When's the last time you went to the gym?
Last month.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
But before that was a way
I thought it was
before
worse than that.
We've all kind of found, like, peace from working out. I feel like there's a good bunch of us that do it within the group on a regular basis. And I know for myself, growing up in college, I was never into lifting weights.
Going to the gym?
Yeah.
You didn't
like
ever go to the gym at college or anything?
I went once.
Yeah.
And my roommate, he was a football player. So he put me through, like,
one of their
workouts.
Yeah,
a variation of one of his workouts, and I couldn't move for the rest of the week, and that just completely turned me off from working out.
Yeah.
It wasn't until, like, my senior year of college where I was dating some girl, and, you know, when you're dating, like, you kind of go out to eat more often, you know, so you're kind of putting on some pounds, and you don't really watch that, right? Yeah. And my friends, it was the summertime, and I was just kind of, like, slouching on the couch.
No, shit.
And they were like, Matt, like, you're fat. Like, straight up, you're getting fat.
It's good that friends, like, are actually going to be real with you and, like, tell you.
Right. So, I mean, at the time, I was just like, nah. But
just being assholes.
Right. I was just like, yeah, they're just coming at me. But my best friend's, his younger brother was wicked fit, like, wicked into it. So I was like, you know, like, why don't we just go get a gym membership? And because he would work out in his basement, I had nothing. So we were like, oh, let's just go get a membership. And it's been like that since 2018, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so definitely one of the better habits that I'm glad that I picked up and continue to stick with this day. I just feel like I have so much mental clarity when I work out. I don't really focus on anything else, like all the
distractions of the day and stuff like that are not
those
there.
My head is not racing with thoughts. It's just like,
you listen to music when you work out?
I'm in the now, of course. Yeah.
Is there times when you don't, or are you like one where you have to?
I have to.
I have to as well.
No,
so
really.
that keeps me locked in. Like, if it's running or walking, it's different, but when I'm lifting weights, like, I need the song on. I need it on full blast. It helps me so much. Like, sometimes I'm even like, I don't say I dance, but like I'm grooving in the gym a little bit.
You're feeling
yourself a little good.
Yeah.
Like, after a good set, like, that confidence, that's so important for your mental, 100%. Like, that's needed for your mental. Trust me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons too. A lot of people don't go back to the gym. Confidence.
Right.
It's very true.
Feeling bad about yourself. Feeling, I guess,
lack of
whatever. You know, I should say embarrassed, but just awkward, I guess, in the gym.
Yeah.
This and that, and just you got to break that barrier.
I think a lot of people are intimidated by the fact that, you know, it's a process.
They think people are looking at them. You know,
that's the one thing. That thing is number one. If you're new to the gym and you've never gone, you are always like, oh my God, this person's looking at me. This person's looking at me. This person's like judging me. At all. No. And then as soon as you get used to it, you realize like as much as you're locked in on your workout, everybody else is locked in on their workout. Like, no one's gonna worry about you. And that's one thing. Like, I feel like I'm just going to briefly go over this. Like, girls do not get a good rap in the gym just because a lot of guys approach girls in, like, an inappropriate way or something like that. But that's one of the things that it just happens. Obviously, there's some girls that are good at, like, sticking up for themselves, shit like that. Yeah. But I've heard things like people want to do all-girl gyms, which I think is awesome. But, I mean, think about like a... You would try to go to the gym? Think about like an all male gym though. No, like, think about all male gym. I think that would be pretty sick in itself. Like a lot of guys are mostly
There'd be a lot
like
of fights, I
70-30, but yeah, there would probably be a little bit of some fights. What, injections and shit?
Up.
The roid rage, man.
I would love an all male gym. That shit would be sprawlic as hell.
But what would make it different? Isn't it already mostly?
It's that's why I said it's mostly male, but like I feel like, I mean,
obviously depends.
Some
on
people
what you
get
do.
some people get uncomfortable with like people taking their shirt off in the gym and like working out with their shirt off and stuff. I feel like in an all guys gym, like obviously you don't want to be working out with 20 shirtless dudes, but like I feel like that is gonna be.
Whoa.
I think that's gonna be a little bit like more of like an acceptance, like if you're in a male gym, because
a lot of them will use it as motivation too. It can be like,
yeah, like look at that. Like that's the thing is like when I look at a guy, I'm like, holy shit, his traps are huge or his legs are looking fucking huge. Like I want legs like that. Like,
I feel like with fitness, like there comes a lot of health benefits. There's definitely like it's like
there's more pros than cons, obviously.
Right. It does come with its cons though.
Soreness, recovery, all this and that.
I feel more so for like someone's mental state. It's like you're always kind of comparing yourself to someone.
Body dysmorphia.
Right. So body dysmorphia is definitely.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what
it's
called.
like
We're not jealous, but like
people who kind of
you notice things about your body that other people would not notice, and you're like
you
spend time like
looking in the
obsessing
mirror,
over that.
Yeah, like this could be better. I could probably lose more fat
because you see someone else that has like
lesser body fat,
exactly something like that.
Okay.
Plus, you never know what the person that you're looking at is on.
True.
There's a lot of people who claim that
natty or not. Shout out Greg.
Yeah.
Shout out Greg. Yeah, shout out Greg.
Greg, your shit.
Oh.
He's like, I'm in the fitness game more than them, so I try to get them hip. Shout out to Knock of Power. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. I just like the brand.
Soon.
Maybe.
Just got a shipment today.
Yeah, I mean, I did get a shipment.
Want to do a little show and tell?
Nah, we'll do. They'll see on the IG. Follow me on IG. CB Lightsout.
But like you said, with working out, contributing to the mental state and this and that, I do believe that, and that's another reason why I need to get back in the gym and why I need to get back to being active. Because I used to go when I worked at Panera, right across the street from Planet Fitness. I used to go.
Shape, bro.
Not 7 days a week, but 5 days, 6 days a week. I used to go.
He was there more than me, honestly.
I used to go all the time.
That's when I worked at Shaw's.
I was just
a while back.
I was just a big swole motherfucker. But I haven't been consistently, I should say.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been playing basketball. I haven't been doing much. So I need to really get back into it, and like you said, clear your mental state, get this and that.
At least you notice that, though.
I mean, I notice it, but the thing is, you got to do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all good.
You got to do something about it. It's just you can say, "Oh, I need to do this, I need to do that."
Yeah,
you don't do anything. It kind of defeats the whole purpose.
All talk, no action. You want to actually take some action. Yeah.
And I went. We have a gym at my work where I work, and I went once, and I've been there for 5 months now or something. It's a little small thing. It's nothing big.
Right, but it's still nice.
Room.
You still can get something
done. You got free
there.
weights. You got a little, your cardio. You got your. They have like a little cable machine that has like 3 different, sides to it. This and that. But you just gotta go and do it. You know what I mean? That's really it.
Absolutely. Honestly, let's go back on that though, because, in my humble opinion, when it comes to going to the gym and like finding yourself like in a little rhythm, honestly, you don't feel it until a few weeks after.
What do you mean? The rhythm? Or?
Yeah, like the routine. Like you can go a few days in a row and you'll be like, oh, I'm starting to feel good, but you don't start feeling like that high off of like, oh, this is my routine, like 2 weeks into it. So a lot of people will like stop after 3 or 4 days because they're not feeling something. They're not feeling like good about it, or they're sore, something like that. And that's like the number one thing you could do. Like, it
means you're doing something too, though.
It does. But you gotta keep that consistency. Consistency is key. But and you said something about like talking about it and like actually doing it. Like, that's like, I think Ant on the camera told me about it. It's like a dopamine rush when you think of these. Like, all right, so for example, late at night, you're like, tomorrow I'm gonna run in the morning. I'm gonna get up early, have a good breakfast, have a good day. You think about it, that dopamine means it feels like you did it. and you didn't even do anything.
And then you wake up.
And then you wake up, you're like, I ain't doing shit. Aunt point that out to me, and I was like, bro, you're absolutely. I do that.
I was
every
gonna say,
fucking night.
yeah, I was feeling
I do
that
that
too, bro.
every night.
Yeah.
I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna do this, but I never do it. So, honestly, it's literally about keeping that same dopamine through the night. I don't know how you get it done, but you just gotta find that motivation, that inner want, that inner, why.
Yeah,
When it comes-
that push.
Yeah, when it comes to like just health and mental health in general, I think that's one of the things that you have to kind of consider, because you always feel like, well, sometimes you feel like, you want to be motivated and you want to do it, but it's just like something inside of you physically prevents you
from doing it.
So that's something you can't, again, you have to have patience with it. You can't rush. Along as as well as working out, is there any other hobbies that you guys kind of turn to kind of
To
cope with it?
To like
Cope with
help
like your
mental
mental health?
Yeah.
I know we said
I'd
basketball
say-
and soccer, like
you could
that.
say
Like, what
all
about
sports,
non-active? What about like not active? I won't say non-active, but something that you're just like.
That's not physical.
Like-
you're not physical,
Right,
but
as
I know
fit-
you,
as
you like
physical.
Legos.
I'd
Yeah,
say I would say Legos.
Yeah.
Building Legos is fun.
Yeah.
You can just sit back, at a table, throw your Legos or your bags.
Locks in your mind for a bit on building something, completing
you're
something.
locked in. You're focused on completing something while finishing. Looking at the direction, saying, "Oh, this is how it works. This is how everything connects together."
Yeah.
And you kind of you're not spaced out, but you're just
In the
you can
moment.
obviously you can do it with people, this and that. But if
Yeah.
you're alone,
You're just in
you
the
have
moment
music.
doing
You
You can
music.
talk at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like
And
you
it's
talk
like,
to us in the
I usually like to
sometimes.
do it all at once. Obviously, bigger
not
builds.
taking breaks and stuff.
Obviously,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can take breaks, this and that, but like I want to complete it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do half of it and be like,
Come
I'll
back
do
a
it
week later,
tomorrow,
yeah.
or this and that. I like to do it all at once, so that could be 3 hours.
Right.
This and that. You're just kind of locked in, like I said, listening to music, hanging out, but you're by yourself, so
It's a
you're
vibe.
you're have your own thoughts, this and that, but it's not stressful.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're setting a time for yourself.
Yeah, and then you feel
see it as
accomplished.
self-care. Like,
You feel
Yeah.
accomplished at the end. You're like, oh, I guess this is what I built.
Right, look
This
what
and
I
that.
did.
You can show it off, put it on your shelf, this and that. And it's fun.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to relax.
I was never the Bob the Builder type, so like anything with like
Legos and, like, puzzles.
or blocks.
Yeah, you weren't doing it.
Not me. No.
I remember in
I'm
kindergarten,
lacking.
man. I used to cry on purpose just to get in the block room and fucking play with blocks the rest of the day, bro. That shit was my move.
I was playing the system.
Right.
That's all you had to do. But I would say honestly, my hobby used to be I love streaming. I absolutely loved it at night. But my thing with streaming is I let it get to my head like, oh, I don't have viewers. And like I'm not talking to a chat, so I got bored.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have like a following, that doesn't mean stop. That means obviously that you got to try different things and like maybe spread your stream in different platforms. I never took advantage of like TikTok, stuff like that. But now I just enjoy I don't even play video games that much, but like when I do, it's like a game. It's good for my mental. I'll like listen to a podcast at the same time. But
Again, just kind of putting aside that you time, right?
yeah, exactly. And like now, I think more so I've been editing pictures while listening to podcasts, doing that, and that's been probably the most productive thing I've been doing. I hope it can go into video editing. That way, I can not be lazy because I'm lazy when it comes to video editing. Definitely got to get better at that. But again, those hobbies are like stuff that helps your mental because obviously you're progressing at your skills, but also you're taking me time and doing stuff like that.
Right,
so,
right.
absolutely.
I feel like the things that you do should always be fun. I think that's kind of going to be the most beneficial to your overall health and your mental health. Once you start making it feel like a job, or it's like, oh man, like if I don't do this, then I'm not going to get, when it came to streaming for you, like, if I don't stream tonight, that's a day where I could have got more views or something like
Absolutely.
that. So it's like you're stressing about it when it should just be like you're doing it for you.
Or even stressing about, I gotta do it every single day. Like you were doing the challenge, streaming for the whole
it was
month.
stressing me out, and I gave up after it because I was like,
because it's not fun at that point.
yeah.
You don't want
You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for a reason that is not for you.
Yeah, one night you're wicked tired, this and that. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But you're on the.
You're gonna force yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna force yourself to do it, and it's not gonna be enjoyable for you or even let's say your viewers too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is like when you realize you're doing something and it's not for you, that's when it becomes unhealthy habit, and that's when it's not good for your mental.
Right.
So obviously, keeping the balance, the health, your balance and health, like pretty much, as good as you can. And yeah, that covers pretty much like how I feel about health in itself, and like Men's Health Month, because it's more so about physical, but also that balance with mental.
Mostly mental.
I feel like now with like NBA players coming out and like, or even other
more,
athletes,
I would say more than that.
Athletes. I mean, Simone Biles, stuff like that, like just coming out about mental health problems. You can tell that that's about 75%, and 25% is like your body being healthy.
Right.
Yeah, you could be in the best shape of your life, but
if that brain
still
ain't
depressed.
good,
Right.
You got to take care of that brain.
Right. So, just the emphasis on men's health. I just hope like any guy out there who feels like they are losing this battle, I hope they know like seeking help is not ever seen as a weakness.
Absolutely.
It's something that actually shows how strong you are if you're willing to take that initiative. Realize internally like, okay, I'm not good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do something about it. Because I know there is that stigma, there men, I feel, mostly perpetuate on themselves due to society, like a societal kind of view throughout the years that, men are tough, men don't cry. If you do, you're weak.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I just hope, in this day and age where we are now, that all these stigmas can be completely tossed away. Just know, life is beautiful. It does have its ups and downs, but, when you're in those lows, reach out to friends. Reach out to friends, family, seek help. I know a lot of it is easier said than done, but it starts with a small step, and, it could end up saving you or someone you know's life.
Absolutely. You can even tie it back into what we said about saying you want to do something and not following through with it.
Right.
That's the same thing. I was gonna say it ties in a lot with depression too.
Yeah.
You see these people who, they don't shower for a week, or they don't brush their teeth, this and that. It's not that they don't want to.
Yeah.
It's just physically can't.
It's something, like he said, something inside you is like, oh, I can't do that. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird, but it's just how it is, and it's not. They need help.
It's the human brain.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's something, like you said, blocking you.
Some people have like those chemical imbalances. It's just a lot of people like you shouldn't be ashamed to pay something for it. You shouldn't be ashamed to talk to someone for it. I know I've had 3 different therapists when I was my first 2 years of college, because literally I could not find one that I liked talking to, and that's okay, because ultimately it's all for your mental. It's important.
It's what works for you.
Absolutely.
Luckily, I was not as I don't know how I'm trying to say. Unfortunately, I was more
fortunate.
That's the word. I was more fortunate when it came to therapists. So it all happened. It mainly kicked off in my freshman year of college during like the second semester. It just kind of one night hit me out of nowhere, and I didn't know what was going on.
What do you mean,
like anxiety?
Like
I had
panic
attack.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on for the next few days. I felt anxious. I felt like short of breath. Like I did not know what was happening. So I talked to my parents, specifically my mother. She has been the closest person I've ever been with. Like I can go to her for anything. And I found out that she also went through something like this when she was around that age.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we started kind of looking for
resources,
such as a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
They supported me through it. Luckily, I have that good kind of support group. But I was able to find the therapist and stick with her for, I think, about 2 years. And I found it extremely helpful.
It came to a point where you were going to visits and you felt good about each
right.
time, so you're like,
it's something I almost look forward to. Like,
I
was like, oh my god, like this, like how some people go to get their nails done or get a massage. This was like that mental relaxation where I could just air everything out and get it out on the table, right, and not feel guilty. Even though you should never feel guilty,
absolutely not,
for expressing how you feel. That's how I felt. So,
absolutely, yeah.
So, men, keep your head up.
Absolutely, keep your head up. That's the number one thing. But
moving on.
Yeah, let's move on a little bit into something a little bit more like entertainment value. Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. We're recording this on Friday.
2 hours.
Yeah, it's 2 hours away. It's currently 7 p.m. So this episode will be up probably about 2 hours prior to Game 5 on Monday night. So if you guys are watching this, you obviously saw Game 4. We're going to talk about what we feel about Game 4, and then that'll segue into Game 5. I just want to quickly show a video, and it's just about it's how people feel about Draymond Green. So we're just going to quickly show this real quick. Quickly show this real quick. My bad. I have no audio, but the audio's in the background.
And subtitles are there too.
So obviously the crowd.
My job to react to him.
And then they bring the kid on because,
They did what they expected.
real classy Boston,
We
with you
played in front of
swearing.
people before.
Here's my son. He had to
Dropping
be
F-bombs.
introduced to
Yeah,
words
it
he'd
was
never
classy.
heard
Real
before.
Clay saying real classy. So this is Boston fans saying something nice, and they pretty much can't say anything nice.
Not
to
me.
him.
Not me. That's not.
Screw Draymond Green.
He said screw Draymond.
Man, screw Draymond.
If you got nothing nice to say, don't say
nothing
it.
at all.
Grow up, Buttercup.
Anything nice?
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, I thought that was Paul Pierce in the thumbnail. All right, but
the fans if he's the same way.
all videos aside, obviously that was just like quick
Thanks for
little
watching
clip,
ESPN
but
on YouTube. For
truly,
live
how do you
streaming
guys
sports
feel
and premium
about
content,
Draymond
subscribe
Green?
to
Ian, I know you're a fan of the Warriors, but like this series, do you think he's hurting or helping your team?
He's played like shit.
Yeah, he's playing like he said in the
He played like
he's
shit.
playing awful.
He's not playing like Draymond Green.
He's trying to be more of a football player than a basketball player, in my opinion.
I just
Because
think
he's
they're
trying to
in his
set
head.
that physical.
But he's doing too he's trying too
He has
hard.
15 points and 15 fouls in 3 games.
He has more. He has more fouls than points. I think. I don't think it's tied up. I think he has more. And he's been fouled out, I think 4 times this playoff, and he only fouled out once in the regular season.
So do you think he's hurting the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're basically a 4 on 5, because he's not offensively
He's like
a threat.
literally a liability right
And he's
now.
not being aggressive, attacking the rim, this and that. He'll catch it. He'll look around. Oh, where's Curry at?
Yeah.
And he does, and then he'll shoot a 3. And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, when they're leaving you open for a reason.
Right.
I'm not a fan of Draymond's actions recently, but I've always liked him at honestly when it comes to media. I think that guy's
He's a good
on it.
media
Yeah,
guy.
Turner Sports got himself a good one.
He's a
But
good
personality.
He's good for your team.
He's a football player in a basketball player's body.
He's
in my opinion.
he's like Marcus Smart. You want him on your team. You don't like him if he's.
I think Marcus Smart's a better shooter for sure.
Whoa, come on, it's a gimme. That's an automatic gimme. This man Draymond can't shoot. He used to be able to shoot.
What about
kind of.
passer? What about passer?
I'd still give it to Marcus Smart, but
I mean, I could dribble hand-off to stuff.
I would say, but
Shout out Kyle Kuzma.
Draymond kind of it doesn't flow through him, but he's kind of almost like a Jokic,
Yeah.
where he can bring the ball up and he can set up plays. This and that.
Man, Jokic is crazy.
That man Jokic. Nice.
That man Jokic is crazy.
But like you said, going back, he's hurting the team. He's not playing well.
No.
Someone's in his head. I don't know if it's Grant.
I think it's.
I don't know if it's the crowd.
Yo, if Grant was in his head, that would be amazing.
But
That'd be the one guy I would picture in his head too.
Now we're only 3 games in though.
I know this is gonna be a long series. Honestly,
Okay, so I'm saying who's taking it tonight? Who do you? Ian?
I think the Warriors. I originally before Game 3 started, I thought Warriors were winning Game 3, Celtics were winning Game 4.
So like
Now-
1-1.
So you think it's gonna be
1-1.
2-2
I think
going
they're
back to the
splitting.
Bay?
I think they're splitting.
I think this is me not being biased, but I really think they're gonna go up 3-1 and then lose Game 5 at Golden State, and then come back, play an insane game in Boston. It's gonna be close because Warriors back against the wall. They're not gonna fucking fold. Obviously, they're gonna try to come out, but yeah, I definitely think the series is going 6. If they win tonight, definitely 7. If the Warriors win tonight, definitely 7. Definitely
Okay.
7. But Celtics win tonight, 6.
Okay.
It's my.
I'm saying the same thing. I think we win tonight. 2 in Boston. I think that kind of breaks that every 1-1, 1-1.
Yeah, you
like
get 2
win,
at
lose,
home.
I just don't see us losing 3 straight.
That's
we
the
go
thing,
3-1.
right? So I do think, similar to what you said, exactly what you said. If they win tonight, I think they lose back in Golden State. They don't get blown out. because most of the games kind of have been a little.
They've been close, and then
Close
they've
and
been blown
then
out.
high
Well,
scoring.
last game was a blowout, basically the whole game except for the third.
higher scoring endings usually. Right?
Yeah. First game.
It's all over been 100. That's what's crazy about it. Well, Celtics only scored 80-something points.
Second game too,
Yeah.
right?
But everything else has been 100, yeah.
Yeah. I just think, like, you can throw up the stat too for the Celtics after they lose their 9-0, 10 whatever.
But
The Warriors are around the same record.
Yeah.
So I think, coming off after a bad loss too.
Yeah, they'll play
I don't
well.
think they're gonna play. At least they're not gonna get blown out.
They're
I don't
gonna
think
play with
it's gonna be a
attention
close
for
game.
sure.
It's gonna be back and forth, kind of like game 2 was for a little while until Warriors blew it off in the third.
Mhm.
But I think it's gonna be a back and forth game for a bit. Obviously, the crowd's gonna be a factor. They're gonna be rocking.
I was gonna say just start with those chants like right off the rip, like
Right.
right.
And
Get in there.
And then he's gonna
You
be
gotta
on
get
the
his head.
Get in there. Get in their
He's gonna
heads
get
right
hyped
from
up.
tip off. So
That'll be good stuff. Honestly, I don't know what I expect from Jason Tatum tonight, but I want Jaylen Brown to continue his Finals MVP campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I really want him to get Finals MVP. I've been a Jaylen Brown fan since he got drafted, pretty much.
before he was cool.
Yeah, before he was cool. I always thought he was good. He was just athletic. I always thought he was just going to be an insane dunker. That was the first year. Then I saw his handle get better his second year. His jump shot got better his third year. And now he is the full package, in my opinion. And, I mean, yeah, he's the one I want to win Finals
Wipe the
MVP.
drool off your chin, my man.
My
Jeez.
bad. I'm on his jock, huh? Fake consistency. Hard work pays off.
There you go.
Juice!
I don't know how Curry's gonna play tonight after that injury.
Yeah, we'll see.
Obviously,
Honestly,
it's
I was
not
going to
as
ask
bad.
you. Curry got that. It's like foot and
It's not
ankle.
as bad, but
yeah.
it's like the same thing that
Foot
happened
and
last
ankle.
time against the Celtics.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
he's been cooking. Not
Little
I guess
guy.
not in the fourth. but-
Little guy going for that loose ball. You got to be ready for some
Absolutely.
big dudes to
He broke the
pile
code.
on
Right
you.
now. He broke the code, bro.
You never know who's going to be around.
Right. Right.
He's been cooking though. I think he'll be fine. He said it himself. It's just like a pain tolerance thing.
Mhm.
It's not as bad as last time because he can actually walk on it. He didn't need an MRI, so
Yeah.
it's nothing.
So we'll see how Game 4
But-
goes, but
If Curry's not playing well, like not healthy, they're gonna lose the series. That's without a question.
absolutely.
Without
And then it's
Curry.
going to be a Mickey Mouse Boston championship.
That's
Yep,
what everybody will
asterisk,
talk about,
asterisk.
yeah. All the injuries.
But then they're gonna say the same thing about the Warriors.
well, every team has had
Kyrie,
injuries,
K
too.
Love.
Every team's had injuries.
I mean, KD and Clay got
It's
hurt
part
in
of it.
2019
To the Raptors.
They
That was
coulda- they
that was
shoulda
Kawhi's
won.
MJ year. He was trying to campaign.
I'm just saying, KD had like 15 in like a couple minutes, and then he got
Yeah,
hurt.
and then he got hurt. Yeah,
He was
they rushed him
cooking.
back to injury.
He said he wanted to play, but who knows? He was like, I'm playing. Define, I'm playing. And he did that. Hey. He was doing his little shaky leg. Hey.
That shit was good.
The toilet bowl one, right? Where he... Was that where that
What are you talking
when
about?
he shot it in the corner and it just kept going?
Oh no, that was against the
that's
Sixers.
Ah,
That was the series before, right?
No, it was just two. They beat the Bucks in the conference finals. It was the semis that they
Sure.
beat. Yes, because whoever was winning that series
Are
was going
you
to the
sure?
finals. I
I
promise you.
thought.
It's on everything.
I thought,
Don't test my basketball knowledge.
bro, I could
I
have
know.
because this man Embiid was crying.
Yeah, it was the conference. That's why he got made fun of. It was the conference semifinals. Man was upset.
All right.
All right, Embiid, come to Boston. That's all I gotta say. We can get you a ring.
He's trying to
dog.
go. He's trying to go Miami.
Yeah, he definitely
He misses Jimmy. This man's like, I gotta play with Tobias Harris.
I want to play with Jimmy again.
It doesn't sound like that.
He doesn't sound anything like that. That was Marcel Jonas. I am an NBA champion. Oh man. So, in other news, NBA aside, we'll see how the games go. But let's talk about the gas prices, man. What the fuck's going on right now?
All over the country, not even just here.
All right, but let's talk about for us personally. It was the highest. Like I have a Civic, so it's a small amount. But
Say Boston. They don't know where we're from.
oh, we're from Boston. Yeah. Shout out to Ant behind the camera, my guy. We're from Boston, the Boston area, Central Mass.
Yeah.
So
Not
expensive
exact,
over here.
Not exact coordinates, but
Yeah.
Next to
Well, all right, but what I was gonna say was like, what's the highest you guys have paid? I have a small Civic, so mine's like, I think I get 12 gallons in mine, at most. So it's been, what? The most I've had to pay for gas was like 60.
That's it?
Yes, because I have 12 gallons. That's nothing. I know. That's absolutely nothing. So I want to hear what you guys have to
But
say.
I think the most I paid off the top of my head was 70, 75.
Okay.
And
No.
I think that was 0 to full because I'd be running to 0.
What about you, Ant?
Same thing.
For
75.
75, yeah.
Yeah.
So with me, I don't do it that way. Like, I don't fill up my tank.
You're
You
weird.
do some and some.
Yeah, just weekly. Like, I'll just do
Nah, that's weird. Wait
Trips.
till that shit's done.
So many trips.
trips once
It's
a
like
week.
5 trips a week, bro.
No, once. I don't drive as much as Ant does, but once a week. I literally fill it halfway, so I'll throw in $40 regardless of what the price is. So now, obviously, that it's like $5 a gallon. $40 doesn't get you as much as when it was
It's only 40, whatever.
right $4.50. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
$4.20.
Even still,
Right.
that's still a lot.
Right, so I'll ride that until I know you probably shouldn't, but until the gas light comes on, and as soon as I see that gas
He
light,
says,
I'm like,
less than 2 miles. Oh shit, time to pull in.
right. So
I ride mine all the way down to 0. So
when you look at it from underneath, like you get the angle, it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
still
it's still good. It's
it's
still
still
good.
above the line. I'm good. I got one more trip to
Y'all
work
be testing
before.
it. I'd probably
I
like
test
do it
mine too,
right before E. I'm like, okay, maybe this could time to go.
My thing tells me like the range I have, so I'll calculate it. I'm like,
Oh,
okay. It would be like 50 miles left. I'm like, all right, well, it's only 23 miles from work to back.
Right.
All right,
I
so
got
I got
so
7
2
miles
days,
left. I got 7 miles left. Okay.
Y'all doing math.
Hell yeah.
It's all
Right.
good. I
I'll
got AAA.
I'll cruise right into that gas station. I'm
I
like,
cannot do
uh-huh.
that shit. No.
I've driven right when it hit
The light is just a
0.
recommendation. Like you don't have to do it, right?
In the
Yo, forever when I was in high school, I thought there was a reserve tank. So I thought once it hit E, there was like you got a gallon left or something. No,
Bro, that reminds me of that Drake and Josh show. He's like, what's E stand for? Extra fuel.
was it Drake and Josh or was
That
that
was
Drake and Jimmy Neutron?
No, that was Drake and Josh. They on the helicopter.
Oh yeah.
They on the helicopter. That shit was
Extra
fire.
fuel.
Oh man.
There was a thing I saw on Twitter. It was like I put $30 in my tank. That shit went to E plus. It's
That shit
fucking
didn't do
horrible.
anything.
And then you gotta think about Cali. They're probably what 6 something now.
7.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
insane.
7 or 8.
Oil's like
Oil, gas.
gas, but like
Yeah,
oil
oil,
prices,
gas, too.
yeah,
Oil.
still, but like the gas expensive over there.
We're gonna have to pull up that clip now. I
What?
think Ant really needs to see it.
What the hell? The
Extra
extra fuel?
fuel.
I'll pull it up.
But yeah, I don't see it getting any better.
Oh, damn, my
but,
keyboard's over there. Never mind.
But the with the summer months here, like everyone knows everyone's gonna be traveling,
Everyone's
and
gonna be driving.
so people are gonna be willing to pay those prices.
You
but,
got no choice.
but for the average people who like to stay home,
Public transportation.
they don't want to pay that much money.
I
But
don't want to.
I don't blame them, but I have to going to work. I go through basically a whole tank a week, and it sucks. I used to work, 4 miles? It was in the city, but it was across town.
Yeah.
And it's only 4 miles,
So I was kind of deep.
and now I drive 23
No,
2.
super deep.
and then back, so another 23.
So that's
That's
super,
almost
super
50
deep.
miles.
Yeah, that's great.
But guys at work, they drive fucking
100 miles.
60, 70 miles sometimes.
Damn.
They be driving deep, like a guy
Damn.
past Springfield,
you know,
and that's far.
No, I can't do that.
unless
I
the
used to
pay
go to
was
school in
worth it.
Springfield. That was,
I mean, it must be. He's been there for years.
Okay.
I
Right.
hated the ride home from Springfield to Worcester. I can't imagine doing
That's
all
what,
that
an
driving.
hour and a half.
Hour and a half. I hated it.
Yeah.
Every
And
week.
you think about
would
that.
do
This
it.
dude does that. He gets up at probably 3 something
Oh my god.
because he has to get into work for 6.
So
and he's there early. He's there earlier than 6, like 10, 15
People are
minutes.
probably listening to this like, bro, I drive 3 hours every week. Like y'all pussies. Nah, fuck that.
3
shit.
hours a week.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not a
nothing.
lot.
No, like 3 hours. Like my bad. 3 hours a day.
So an hour and a half each way. But think
Or,
about
like,
that. That's not worth.
maybe
3
it's
hours
like-
a day times 5. That's 15 hours of your time. Just
You
think.
almost- you
If you're
almost
spending your whole life driving, you're not getting paid for it. It doesn't seem worth it for me.
No. But if you have
Should be an
if you have-
ad. That should be an ad for Uber.
Oh, bro, that was beautiful.
Right?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, shit. But if you're getting paid
No, cut
well
that
and
out,
this and
cut that
that,
out.
then I guess it's worth
You
it.
take
But
that
it's just
shit.
it does take a toll on you because you gotta think you get out at a certain time. Like, all right, I'm not even home yet. I still got another hour and a half plus traffic, and then you have everything else that you have to do after that. You're at home, 5:00
Yeah,
sometimes, and you're ready for bed.
I'm ready for bed.
So
All
like
the
that thing, you can tie it back to with the freaking working out and everything. Some people get home late,
Right.
so that's why they want to work out.
And they
Crack
still
of dawn.
They still put that work in.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Lights
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
Lights out.
Literally, the sun is not even out yet.
All right. Yeah, I mean that's gas prices, right? Let's
Yeah.
all right. All right. So
Yeah,
this
he had a
segment,
story.
this segment every week we're gonna do this segment. It's called Idiots in the News. We're gonna talk about something idiotic we saw in the news. We saw probably a few things this week for sure.
Yeah.
What did you see?
One that came across my phone was that a Florida man got bit.
That's
by,
starting out right.
Florida
Right,
man,
that's-
yeah.
You know it's going downhill when you hear a Florida man. He got bit by a 7'1" alligator.
7'1". You gotta add that one.
Yeah.
Alligator.
It matters. That extra inch
7
matters.
foot.
7'1".
That dude's like Shaq size.
Yeah.
So imagine Shaq slithering on the ground. He thought it was a dog.
Huh?
So it was rumbling through the bushes.
Florida man.
He thought it was because it was rumbling through the bushes. He thought it was a dog.
Hey, what's up, pup?
And he did not do anything. He just kept kind of walking his path. And I guess the alligator turned,
So
clamped onto his leg,
Oh my God.
ripped out a part of his leg muscle. Luckily, there was a cop responding on the scene somewhere
around there. yeah.
around there. So he was able to get
So
he was able to get help.
so what did he?
Expected to make a full recovery.
Did the gator just nip him and run away, or did he have him tussle around?
No,
and
I
all
think
that?
he literally like got a chunk.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And
so-
then just dipped.
No, he chilled, probably munching on some calf, but
It's just probably hella.
Yo.
but they ended up capturing
That's like a meaty part. I know my calves. Oh damn, they're gonna have a fucking
they're gonna have a field
buffet.
day. All that
hell
protein.
Yeah.
Those shits are big old calves.
But no, they captured
Train your calves.
the alligator and they brought it to a sanctuary.
I was gonna say,
so,
what are they gonna do with that?
yeah, I mean
7'1". How big do they usually get?
I think
don't know.
there's a world record for like there's over 10-foot one out there. Somewhere. Yeah, definitely. And then
Yeah.
down in Florida, you got to think that's like the
It's a
glades.
dinosaur.
What did you see in the news this week?
Hold up, alligators in Florida like
They're all over
like
the place.
pigeons and
Yeah,
in our
they're all
area,
over the place.
right?
Yeah.
It's like and then people don't.
Like seagulls.
So I guess I could see why he was just like, oh, most big dog, but no, it was an alligator.
Yeah.
That's one of my. I hate alligators. Those are literally like dinosaurs
That's what they are, really,
Right.
if you think about it.
that still exist today.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that.
Evolution. They just they were like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'll stay the way I am.
They were underwater. They
I'm
couldn't get hit
beautiful
by that
the way-
big
They seen that thing come. They're like,
Like, go inside. Go inside.
Yeah, but
But what did you say? I was gonna.
So the
ask,
thing that I saw was about Britney
I
Spears.
think I saw this on Twitter. So let me.
It was on Twitter,
fill me in
yeah.
up on this.
Her ex-husband
So not even an ex.
ex-husband crashed their wedding.
Wait, the
The
new one
ex-husband
crashed a new
said
wedding.
he was invited to the wedding, and he was on Instagram Live supposedly.
he's
and he
streaming.
crashed her wedding.
He's like, yo, I'm about to
How did
crash
he like
this girl
crash?
right
Like he
quick."
ran in that
Well,
whole
I'll
like.
tell you.
he was
let me
like-
get the things.
I object.
So Jason Alexander, the first husband, showed up trying to crash the event. The police showed up. Okay.
The ops were called.
So he went on Instagram Live, and he was approached by the security, blah, blah, blah. He said that Britney invited him and that she was his first and only wife, and he was going to crash the event before some kind of physical struggle. And then his phone, I guess, froze up, and he was able to make it inside the house where he continued to live stream. He was still on. He was still live.
It's like, this is like
He was still going. I'm in.
Brittany, if you
I'm
don't
in.
love me after this.
And then, let's see. That's
Bro,
really
she's been
about
through
it.
some shit.
But yeah,
She's been through some shit, huh?
so he got tackled obviously by the cops, this and that, so it makes the whole thing. But
yeah.
I can
But
just,
he probably made a scene. That's
yeah,
why,
yeah. I mean, come on, think
Like,
about it.
I object.
She's like, I didn't invite him. He's like, yes, you did.
Yes, you did. And she's just trying to get married. This is
She's
her
just trying.
day.
Yeah, she's trying to get away from this,
This is
especially with the whole movement. With her
The
father
free
ending
Britney,
everything, this and
yeah.
that.
So
she's trying to live her
finally free,
life.
yeah.
She's.
I
been
guess
through it.
we can. Speaking of marriage and this and that weddings, did you see the Disney proposal?
Oh, that the employee.
They were on like not the main stage, but they were on like a big stage, and he got down on the knee,
Yeah.
did this. She's like, oh my god. He
You
comes
need
over.
to
He's like,
move.
he took some. You
He
gotta
takes
go to,
the-
he took the whole. He took
Yeah,
the ring.
he took the whole
He
ring.
took the ring. He
ring
took the box
directly
and
from
walked
her
down and
hand.
said, "You guys have to stay
You
over here."
gotta go leave.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entire
It's not.
proposal.
It's not.
As soon as I saw like the captions on the video, it was like, "Oh, Disney employee ruined." I don't want to watch
Yeah,
it because
yeah.
it's like secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Oh
I
yeah,
just
you cringe
feel,
at that shit.
I just feel like bad.
You
I'm
cringe
like,
He
at that.
snatched the box and then was like came down the stairs and like, "You guys have to do it." Here.
I would have threw down.
Yeah. It's like,
What the fuck you do to me?
Right.
So
Oh my
I guess
God.
Disney came out and apologized on behalf. This is not. I don't know if they're
Walt himself better come down from the grave.
yeah.
and
He better be
His
apologize.
head.
unfrozen
They're gonna unfreeze his head.
like Futurama.
hey, I am sorry.
Here is 10%. Michael.
Would y'all ever? No. But going back to Brittany, would y'all ever crash a wedding? Like if it was the one who got away, would y'all ever crash a wedding?
And what? Be like, I object.
Yeah,
that
like-
stuff.
Nah, I could never see myself doing it. If you cared that much, you should have done something before she got away.
I'd have tears coming down. And
I just feel
Arthur
like that's
fists, like
that's such a movie type of thing. I don't think it.
Absolutely, that doesn't happen.
How
that much.
often do you hear about? Oh yeah, like yeah, he crashed the
I
wedding.
mean,
and
think about it. That
they
was
got back
celebrity
together.
though. That was celebrity. So
right,
like,
that's
you heard
that's
about
the only
that.
reason
Oh, yeah,
why
of
we're hearing
course,
about it. But
I wonder how many we don't hear about.
I guess, but just think about how can you be successful with that? Because that's just embarrassing for both parties.
I think
And
I think you wouldn't be able to. live with your
Everyone
pride
is kind of just
anymore.
like, oh, what's going on? And then especially everyone has phones and then they're gonna pull it out. Like,
Yeah. You're gonna get canceled. Yeah.
But then I don't know, because then you got two families there too. What happens if, let's just say you like us, we crashed our ex-girlfriend's wedding, and what if all of a sudden she's like, you know what, you're right.
I think like
what
people
am I
who
doing?
people who objected,
Like, what
they
do they-
think like
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll change your mind.
I mean,
Don't you miss me?
We'll not bring up friends, but it's worse to say like the wrong name at the altar. When Ross said that, he was on.
On the TV show.
Yeah,
Friends.
he said he was marrying Emily, and Rachel was his ex, and he was like, I do Rachel, and it was in front of
Because he tried
everybody.
ad-libbing. You don't gotta say the name, just say I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wanted to ad-lib.
Fucked up.
But I think
Or no,
that-
he said I take you Rachel.
Oh.
Something
Either
that.
way.
Yeah, it was still bad.
Okay.
Whatever. I got that scene wrong.
You know, we've some people have had some experience like that.
Hell yeah.
Not saying names, but
So those are some idiots in the news this week.
Yeah, idiots in the news this week. But honestly, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. I'm not gonna lie. We covered pretty much all our topics. We're almost in. I think we're about an hour. Oh,
we're almost an hour. And a
we're
half
almost an
now.
hour through. So that's pretty awesome. Honestly, I hope you guys enjoy listening to us. Let us know how we can improve the podcast.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're always open to constructive
Mhm,
criticism. This is a work in progress. We don't even have a what's it called? Tuner, like what's
We
it
don't
called?
have
an interface.
Interface. We don't have an interface. We're using a USB Blue Yeti. We're using two nice ass cameras. I'm not gonna lie, but still, like it's gonna get better,
Mhm.
and we're gonna get to bring you the guys the
There you
best
go.
show that we possibly can. But this has been the first episode
First
of the Lights
episode.
Out Pod. I hope you guys did enjoy. Subscribe, leave a like, and yeah, check off, guys.
Check off.
Check off.
Deuces.
Deuces.
How's your arm feeling?
Oh, good.
Because
you gotta lean- you gotta
lean and stuff.